Okay, so today we're making rain chain brackets, which are this. This is one that I've completed. So basically, what these do is you have your gutter, and this is just a little piece I cut a hole through as a test piece, and you put your chain up through the gutter, stick your bracket that you've made through there, and it'll set in the gutter. And the chain runs out, so the idea is the water runs through the hole and kind of is drawn to the chain and runs down the chain to the ground. The problem that I've found is that these are very expensive setups. Some of the chains are over $100 per 6-foot chain, and my chains are going to be about 14 feet to the ground. And then the bracket alone was $15 for each bracket, and these are different. The ones that you can buy have a little plate, and they're round, they come down, they have a bolt that you put the chain through, so they may be a little better for really heavy chain, but I think with these lighter chains that I bought, this is just chain that I bought from Home Depot or something, and the links can be taken apart, and I can put more links on to make it the length that I need it to be. I think they were $6 instead of 100 something. And this bracket I made from this just piece of steel stock. I think this is 3/16 steel stock. I think I paid $2 for this, and I can make about 4 brackets probably out of it, versus $15 for one. So I'm going to try this. Hopefully it'll work for me. You got 3 screws, but you gotta start out with only 2. That's why one of them is a screw and the other 2 are nails. And this is your bracket's gonna be like so. So this one is great for my straights, but I need something a little shorter for the corner piece, because these hit the edges on the corners. So I'm gonna make this a little smaller. Now I learned the first time that I did. Do I have my first one? I learned on my first one that the bending radius, you can see it's a little wonky looking. The bending radius is wrong depending on where you grab the stock at. So I was just grabbing it with my hand and bending it from way out here, and it was making strange radiuses. I'm by no means an expert at bending stock. So anyway, you're going to use a pair of vice grips so you can bend it at the right spot. So I'm going to make this a little shorter than the other ones, so that it'll fit. So I'm probably going to bend it somewhere in there. And I found if you grab the stock at about a ½ inch or something away from your bend point, that works pretty well. That looks pretty good. It's pretty similar to the other one. It's pretty straight. So I'm going to cut, I'll cut this side so that I have it'll be a shorter bracket for my corner one, and hopefully that'll work without falling out. It's a pretty tight fit in there. It fits just about right, so it shouldn't have any way to fall out. So that's how to make a cheap bracket for your rain chain. I just wanted to show drilling the holes for these rain chains in the gutter. I've had a couple issues with them, and with them ripping out like the hole saw, which is what I've been using, and I think I found a technique that works pretty well. Again, I have a 4x4 clamped underneath here, and I got my spot marked. So I'm going to first just do a little pilot hole, and that's no problem. And then I'm going to put my hole saw in. And these hole saws, they have some that are meant for metal as well. I don't know if this one is, but they tend to catch and rip. And so I set my speed all the way down to 1, and I put it over in the screwdriver setting. And I got my clutch on this drill set at 9. I don't really know what the torque value is on that. But that way when it does catch, it'll stop and not tear the material. And I'm going to go very slowly to cut this out. And there we go. And it's a pretty nice clean hole. And here I'm cutting a piece of vinyl gutter with my new blade, and I've got a 4x4 underneath it, just to give it some support while I cut it. It actually makes a beautiful cut. I mean, it looks like factory. So I'm pretty happy with that.